More recently, the credit crisis has meant that it's very expensive for people to borrow money to get a car, and it's prohibitively expensive for the big three automakers to get credit in order to keep their operations going. So the automakers have suffered a double whammy. Their customers can't borrow funds in order to buy their product. They can't borrow funds in order to keep their operations going. Well, the second crisis, the crisis of confidence, is hurting all automakers in the world. In November, sales of the main three Japanese automakers here in the United States fell even further than those of Ford. So all the automakers are hurt by the economic crisis, and that's what's making their plight so grim right now. They need to have a revival in the auto market in general if they're ever to return to profitability. The big three directly employ a little less than 250,000 workers. So those jobs would be toast. In addition, the parts supply industry in the United States employs another 500 to 700,000 workers, and a lot of those jobs would also disappear if the big three disappeared. In addition, there probably would even be problems at the auto assembly plants of Japanese automakers and European automakers who have operations here in the United States, and the reason for that is if the parts supply companies selling goods and services to the big three are hurt, they could go out of business, and that would disrupt the supply chain for other automakers here in the United States. And finally, there's about 1.1 million workers, I think, in auto dealerships, and a very large percentage of those jobs are in dealers that sell big three products. So my guess would be is the initial impact of the bankruptcy of the big three would be somewhere between 1 and 1.3 million workers, and that excludes all of the spillover effects on the communities where assembly plants are located, where auto parts factories are located, where big auto dealerships are located. Clearly, if there are a lot of unemployed workers there, the banks and the stores and the service providers that sell products to these families would also be badly hurt, and they would let a lot of their workers go too. So I think we're talking about an increase in the current unemployment rate of more than 1 percentage point within about 4 or 5 months.